So, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for this webinar about how to ensure business continuity with IT infrastructure support. I'm Ilenia Zara, I'm product manager for support at Canonical, and with me is Mike Valen, who is director of support at Canonical. Thanks, Mike, for joining.
Thank you.
So let's start with what we'll be covering during this webinar. We will be talking about the cost of downtime, the challenges of ensuring business continuity, how super services for IT infrastructure work, and what we do at Canonical for our support service. So let's start with some data. Based on the data reported in this annual outage analysis published this year by the Time Institute, 60% of the managers interviewed reported an outage in the past 3 years. As you can see, the 30% of those outages were reported as having severe, serious, or significant impacts. This means that they affected the customers, the finance, the compliance, and the reputation of the company. Also, almost 40% of the outages were caused by a human error, including wrong configuration, missing to follow the best practices and processes, or a lack of staff. Despite there are insights that the number of outages is decreasing overall, when outages do occur, they are becoming more disruptive. Indeed, as we can see, the percentage of outages that took more than 48 hours to recover is increasing. And with it, the percentage of outages costing more than $100K is increasing as well. Those outages are in general more disruptive, more expensive, and also attract the media attention. This trend is likely to continue as the dependency on digital services increases. Nowadays, most of the companies are relying on open source to build their IT infrastructure. And open source accounts for the 73% of the code found in the code bases scanned by this report this year. This is generally good for all the companies because open source drives innovation and digital transformation, but it comes with some challenges due to its heterogeneity and interdependencies between the various pieces of software involved. Let's start with seeing some challenges of managing infrastructures. So the open source landscape indeed is vast, fragmented, and complex. According to the Linux Foundation, an average project has 69 dependencies on average, and this can make infrastructure hard to manage and maintain, especially if we consider that 93% of employers reported difficulty in finding the right talents for working on open source. In all those cases, the role of experienced and well-trained staff who follow proven management processes is critical to achieve resiliencies. But however, a skill shortage in many geographies can make it hard to find the right talents. Here are also, as infrastructure scales, following the evolution of technology and business growth, the number of specific corner cases grows as well. Here are just two examples from a public report of outages reported recently, where the impacts those outages gained the media attention because of their impacts. So in the first case, thousands of flights were cancelled or delayed. And in the second case, applications widely used like Google Search and Google Maps were offline or degraded for 40 minutes. Those outages were due to wrong software configuration or database errors and errors in software update. Among the challenges, of course, the incident management is quite hard. For uninterrupted business continuity, you need engineers available 24/7, which is not always the case for most companies. And also keeping track of all the lessons learned from past incidents is hard without proper documentation and support. Let's start seeing the benefits of relying on a super service for IT infrastructure. Support teams usually bring in-depth knowledge based on years of experience in troubleshooting and recovering broken systems and infrastructures. They are usually made up of large teams with a wide range of open source skills. They are also opinionated, meaning that they can provide you with advice on the best technology you can use for your particular use case or how to better use the technology you choose. They usually also relied on well-defined technical documentation and practices. Finally, your success is their goal, so you can be sure they will provide a reasonable effort until your issue is solved. They are also reliable, so they usually work 24/7 all days of the years, including bank holidays. And they also work under service level agreement, meaning that you always know that you will get a reply if your case is severe and has a strong impact. By relying on support services for open source, you are also reaching two goals in one. So you will find common and rare bug fixes on open source software that will be available for everyone. And you are also contributing to the promotion and growth of open source software. But how can we choose the right partner for our open source support? We will suggest to choose the one with the most straightforward and comprehensive subscriptions, the one that offers the widest range of skills and that is available, of course, 24/7 all the days of the year, including bank holidays. A good aspect for a support team should be also that they should be collaboration driven. So they should act to enhance and back up your team skills and knowledge, and they should be willing to share their knowledge based on their long experience in troubleshooting and restoring broken systems. Let's see what we do at Canonical. So, as you know, at Canonical, we have been publishing regular Ubuntu releases with long-term support since 2006, and this is unchanged. You can always get your Ubuntu LTS release every 2 years. Recently, we introduced Ubuntu Pro, which is not another operating system. It is a service on top of Ubuntu, which provides you with an additional layer of security maintenance and compliance. With Ubuntu Pro, you get expanded security maintenance for Ubuntu LTS, not only of around 3,000 packages that are in the main repository, but also on all the packages that are in the universe repositories that include some of the most used applications in enterprises and infrastructure. So you will get expanded security maintenance of fixes for high and critical CVEs on all those packages for 10 years. With Ubuntu Pro, you will also get Landscape, which is a tool that helps you managing updates, configurations, compliance, and permission control for your entire estate, both physical and virtual. You will also get the Canonical Live patch, so you will get high and critical CVEs patched in your kernel at runtime, and also hardening feature and compliance feature are included, such as FIPS certified modules, CIS hardening, and more. The good news is that Ubuntu Pro is free for personal subscription for personal use on up to 5 machines. On top of Ubuntu Pro, you can add support. And with respect to getting only expanded security maintenance, which is a continuous process where we deliver patches mostly to the packages we maintain. And what's called is to prevent security incident. With support, you get an on-demand process which is specific to your specific issues that you can contact when you actually experience the problem. And what's goal is to restore your system's operability and so apply specific fixes that solves your issues. Let's briefly see what do we support. Of course, we support the base operating system and infrastructures, including OpenStack, Kubernetes, Ceph, LXD, and MAS. We also support all the Canonical maintained applications, including snaps, charms, and OCIs. And of course, we support the 30K packages in the Ubuntu repositories, both main and universe of all for 10 years. Here is just a subset of the application we can help you with, but there are many, many more, as you can imagine. Also, we can support you everywhere. So whether you are running your system in a public cloud, in a private cloud, in a micro cloud, or Internet of Things, we have the right skills to support you. And here is a bit more detail about how our support works. So if you want Mike to walk us through these slides to better understand how your day-by-day work is.
Sure. Thanks, Ilenia. Well, let's start off by saying that we are running a 24 by 7, 365 support organization. So we follow the sun with our service. We're globally distributed and truly are in a follow the sun footing for moving tickets around the globe. We follow an SLA response time only posture, and we'll be looking at that some more in the next slide. We provide break fix support and bug fix support, and we handle over 500 cases a month for our thousands of customers globally. And one thing, we are constantly and continuously investing in our people, and so we're always learning and sharing that knowledge both amongst ourselves, but also back to the community and through our knowledge base, our documentation, and our products. We are also set up in a 4-level state, so level 0 through level 3. And level 0 is that documentation that I mentioned before. So that's that publicly available documentation that we make available, but that's also available on discourse and contributions from upstream projects such as OpenStack. And then also we're providing a knowledge base, so all of our folks are providing knowledge, things that they're gleaning from open cases from other customers. They're writing articles back into the knowledge base and providing that to our customers. And so that's available no matter what service level you have access to that knowledge base, and so that information. So at level 1, our customers can engage with us through various methods, phone, and then 99% of the time through actual support portal to open tickets. And then once we receive those tickets, we triage them to set which severity level would be appropriate and do some basic troubleshooting at that point. Then it moves on to our level 2 organization where we're doing advanced troubleshooting. We may fix, we're bringing folks with specialized knowledge at that point, but during the troubleshooting set, we may, fix the problem at that point and come up with a solution, or would have a need to escalate that back to our sustaining engineering or product engineering teams, depending on the nature of the issue. So with that, our sustaining engineering is who lives within our level 3 organization. And so that's where root cause issue duplication happens and the actual bug fix, if necessary, and or upstream engagement back to our customers.
Yes, let me just add that our engineers are basically part of the community, so you are getting the support from the people that are actually submitting submitting bug fixes to open source projects that are not necessarily managed by Canonical, but we engage with the upstream. We collaborate with them, and we can provide bug fix also on the upstream. You can get more details in our page, ubuntu.com/support. So can I move to next slides? Okay, so here we have some more details about our service level agreement. I don't know if you want to elaborate more on this, Mike, and also can you please explain us how do you assign the severity to a case when it comes in?
Absolutely. So severity, when cases are open in the support portal, for example, customers who have a login there and have the ability to open a case are able to set the severity, their initial severity, based on their own criteria. But during the triage, we're gaining information that the customer provides, and seeing how that matches with the severities that we have. And you can see them here on the left. We provide support through severity 1 through 4. Severity 1 is obviously the supercritical issue that's having a big impact to the business, and typically that's when your service is down. Severity 2 is like core functionality being unavailable, and that typically has a severe impact upon the business. And then we consider 3 and 4 to be more of your standard support requests, and by far the bulk is where we see in that severity level. And then severity 4 would be something like a request for some documentation, or a specific knowledge base, or a feature request that is being requested for something, a feature in a follow-up release. So that's what we consider a severity 4. And with that, there's the corresponding support products that we offer. So there's, the self-service bits-only services that we provide. So with that, you have knowledge base access. And then our customers decide, okay, they need an enhanced level of support, and that could be what we call standard or advanced. Standard is that weekday support. So it's typically covers the business hours of any of our clients. And so we're providing 24 hours a day, but 5 days a week of support. And you can see the corresponding response times for the SLAs there. 4-hour response time for severity 1, 8, 12, and 24 for the remaining severity levels. And then for the advanced level of support is 24/7. And so you're getting that full weekends, holiday level of support that we provide. And with that has a tighter set of SLAs around response of 1 hour for severity 1, 2 hours for severity 2, and then 6 and 12 hours for the remaining severity levels. And with all of these, there is access to the knowledge base and the knowledge that we have recorded and made available to our clients that way. So.
Yes, where we are tracking also all our experience in troubleshooting. So it's possible that you find the solution of your issues even before submitting a case. And so you have a fast solution without the need to even interact with the support team. Also, just to confirm, the weekday support is during business hour in the time zone of the customer because of our model follow the sun. So we have a team broadly distributed all over the world in a lot of countries, and more than 70 countries, I think. So we cover all your time zones. Okay, then we have, should you need more assistance, we have additional services that you can add to our standard support. So Michael, would you like to talk about professional services and embedded services?
Sure. So for our professional services, we have some add-ons that some of our customers choose to add to their standard and advanced service levels. And so if you require to have a dedicated level of support with a technical account manager, we're guaranteeing 10 hours a week of an individual to work on your support cases. And if somebody requires beyond that, you can get a dedicated support engineer who could be remote and or embedded with your teams on site, if so desired. And with that, that's 40 hours a week. That's a full-time engineer that is an offering there. With embedded services, that's more of an engineering to engineering relationship. And so that would be direct to the sustaining engineering team or product engineering team, depending. And with that, that's where a customer is bringing a reproducible bug that our teams will take a look at and issue a fix for those. And then as far as managed services, we do have a managed services wing that handles operational support. So full support of remotely managing a customer's environment, could be OpenStack, could be application support, Ubuntu support, remotely VPN'd in and handling upgrades and bug fixing and any of the issues that pop up around the environment that could be handled remotely.
Yeah, so let me spend 2 words about legacy support. So basically, since we started Ubuntu Pro with Ubuntu 18.04, we got some requests from several customers to get supported for previous versions of Ubuntu. This is another task to maintain and support the previous version of Ubuntu, but actually we are providing it for some customers. So, and this allows them to take their time for the migration to a new system, to a new version of Ubuntu. So sometimes when you have a complex IT infrastructure, it takes a long time to migrate to a newer version of the software. So what we suggest is always to migrate the newer version, because you will get more features, and also you will get a lot of stuff more. But if you need the time for migration, we can also support you for previous version. What we will offer for support really depends on your special use case. So if you are interested in this kind of support, please contact us so that we can figure out how we can help you. And finally, here is the price for Ubuntu Pro Plus support. So as said, Ubuntu Pro is free for personal use on up to 5 machines. Regarding support for enterprises, we have very clear prices. The double price you see for physical server with unlimited VMs ranges for 1,775 to 3,400 per machine per year, depending on the fact that you choose weekday or 24/7 support. And on public clouds, it really depends on the size of your estate, but on average, the price of support is 3 to 4% of the cost of the VM it's running on. So we also have volume discounts. So this depends on the size of your estate. And we are also happy to offer discounts for schools, research, and academia. So contact us if you are interested. And I think we are done. We have 6 minutes for questions, if there are questions. Well, I don't see. Let me have a look. Yeah, I don't see much questions in the chat, but feel free, of course. You're welcome. Feel free, of course, to comment under the LinkedIn event, and to contact us for more information anytime. And also, we will do our best to reply to all your comments. Okay, so thanks everyone. Thanks for joining, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.